Hey folks, GHondo here, and welcome back to Captain of Industry. This is episode 38. In the last episode, we had lots of fun with water and some general efficiency stuff, and then we researched and started working towards recycling. So let us see if we can figure out what we're doing here. We are, of course, still building this enormous sorting plant. 300 red parts, which we had, but that's going to take quite a while to rebuild. So hopefully this ends up working out well. I do certainly like the idea of having free gold. Broken glass, not so much, but and the iron and copper, of course, are very good as well. So, right, you're up and running. We just need to wait now on the last couple of yellows to get here. And then I guess for you to actually start generating some of these, which I guess is only really going to happen, yeah, when they actually do some maintenance. But that's fine. Actually, they have, it looks like they have done a little bit already. There's some on the lines. Yeah, see, this would be really bad. I can see why you want to be able to turn these on or off, because if you ever, get stuck here, maintenance stops, and then all sorts of bad things start happening. You're flowing through nicely. You are in process. Okay, so you're not even going to tell me what these are going to be. So I should assume that they could be absolutely anything. So does that mean then that it all comes out the one side? So I'm going to have to put in a sorter, I guess. Well, let's wait and see what they actually make, and then that will help determine. But I think I'm going to have to end up sorting and then having a bin for each of them. Ew. Well, we'll give them a bit, because that is a very, very slow process. So it takes 360 to run, and you're giving me 6 at a time. Now, it's going to be quite often, because the maintenance runs a lot, but still, that's going to take quite a while. Then I guess I better make sure that my blast furnaces here are still accepting scraps. They are, or at least one of you is, that's fine. You are, oh, that means I will need to have this on. I'll just leave it on explicit, that's fine. Because otherwise the copper scrap will never get here. This is recovering pretty quickly though. I guess it helps we have so many white parts. The yellows are flowing nicely and flowing straight into the reds. You are still waiting on yellows, which I don't really want to give you yet. Because as we recall, that was just to make, this settlement a little bit happier. A settlement which frankly we don't really even need. I mean, yes, it's nice that we can sell them gold, but it's just for oil. We do not need oil in the slightest. We have oil absolutely covered. If they want to sell something else more useful, then that's a different story, but here we go. Okay, so you made iron and copper as expected. Now, does that maybe mean because these are coming in as recyclables, they'll only ever be these, and if I ever bring in pressed recyclables, those will be these? Could that be what that means? Or are there other buildings that generate recyclables later, which in turn make these? Because it does make sense to me that this would be the scrap from it, because there shouldn't be any gold or broken glass in this, right? Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. I guess at this point, what I should do then, I am going to bring out some storage and splitters. I'll just have to try and make sure I leave a space for later should I ever get these. So let's think about how we can do this logically. So in terms of storage, what do the actual scraps look like? No, I can't have that on at the same time. There we go. Okay. So they basically just are the ones that have the little things on them. I see 2 of. I don't see the gold or glass ones though. Is that its way of saying it knows I'm never going to have them? Or at least not at this point, so I don't really need to worry about them? Possibly. Either way, we are definitely going to want, where can I put these that they're not going to be totally in the way? Maybe I'll just make a little line here. Yeah, that could work. So we will need a U-shaped sorter. Basically, it's going to come down. Oh, this kind of doesn't fit the right way, does it? It's all backwards. Because the sorted stuff... Yeah, this is totally going to be going the wrong way. Come in. Okay. Plan B. We'll put the storages on this side. Okay. Then the sorters will now be facing the right way. I will leave that as a sorter, even though technically it should never have anything to do. Oops. You will be the copper scrap. So you are copper, and you will be the iron. It makes absolutely no difference, of course, which order I do them in, so it's very arbitrary, but that's fine. So, any iron or copper scrap, and if anything else comes out, it's basically get to here and stop. So maybe I'll put like 1 or 2 squares of a conveyor, just so I have something so I can see. And like I said, it has to connect to something. I can't even do that. Alright, never mind. So I will just have to keep an eye on this and see if ever this stops because we started generating this stuff. But at this point, I don't think we're going to. But I think I've left enough of a gap that they can still drive through here. This bit of pipe here they may not have been able to reach, so I'll just do that one by force. That'll be fine. Alright, let's let them do that. Maybe I should have moved this whole thing down so I could have put a ramp across here, but oh well. That's okay. Yeah, so you have a bit of each, so you definitely are waiting on this. Oh yeah, biomass. We should look at that actually, because that's going to reduce the amount of waste. So what can I do with the biomass? Where was recycling? Here. So I either can just burn it, or I can go and boil it. I kind of want to just boil it, right? So I guess we will just come down to one of our boilers, and it probably doesn't really matter which one. Maybe a boiler though, not a distiller, thanks. Not a smokestack either. Can I find the actual boiler? Thank you. And just say you're allowed to do biomass as your secondary at any time you want. Okay, I guess the gas boiler can't do it, so it's going to have to be the... And actually, biomass should be first. Anytime you don't have biomass, you stick with coal. That works. Okay. Then yes, let us go ahead and build a biomass collector. Does not matter where, you can just go right there, that's cool. So that will simply reduce the coal and reduce the waste. Works for me. That of course does mean a lot more. Oh, it's red parts, okay, that's not so bad. I'm just gonna say that means even more yellow parts when we're already missing some here, but that's fine. I just don't know if one collector is going to be enough for the whole settlement or whether I'm going to need a couple of them. I have no idea, but we shall see shortly. There we go. And I guess I could even put a storage for biomass here, just so this never or is less likely to stop. Maybe it's not a bad idea. It's probably not really necessary, but you are loose, I'm assuming? Yeah, it looks like you right there. So I'm just going to put a wee tiny one right tucked up towards it. Just a wee teensy one. There we go, that just gives them a lot more option. Although it doesn't look like they collect very much at a time anyway, so it probably doesn't matter, but that's fine. Okay, and that does not count as a service they officially want, so that's more for my convenience than theirs, it looks like. But that's fine. Simply generating less land pollution will be good. Not that we have enough for them to even notice right now. It's really just the water pollution that's really bad, but anyway, that's fine. We'll let them do that. Are you in place? You are in place. Actually have a little bit of scrap already. Very nice. And that will simply save us a little teensy bit of ore. It's not going to be a lot, but any bit we save is good. Meanwhile, Diesel has completely recovered from the oopsies of a couple episodes ago, which I'm very glad to see, because that was a massive disaster had that continued. Maintenance has dropped to 97. Is that just because you're in the mid? Yeah, you're both in the middle of building. Okay. How are we doing? I know we're good for food, but how are we doing in terms of food storage? You're completely full of bread. We have like no potatoes or vegetables or corn. So apparently we're living on bread right now. Okay. You know we are definitely still supposed to be growing this stuff. Somehow, bread is the only thing that seems to make it. Which I guess means you are running at a pretty good clip despite complaining that you have too much fertilizer. Because I'm starting to wonder if they even are actually using it. I mean, it looks like they are using the fertilizer. You are not. You are. So why are you not? I did plumb in fertilizer, right? No, that's water. No, I did not ever plumb in fertilizer for you. Oh. Well, that's a very fixable oversight. That is what we call an extremely fixable oversight. There you go. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason that they shouldn't all have fertilizer. Since clearly we're making far too much of it, they absolutely should have that. There you go. Have some fertilizer. Why is that water? That should not be water. Did I connect this to the wrong line? No, I did not. So why is that saying there's water in there? Why is there water in there? How is there water in there is probably an even better question. This is the fertilizer outline. Yeah, I don't know where you got that water from, guys, but let's not have that, thanks. That was weird. I'm not even sure how they did that. I guess it doesn't matter, but you are now officially receiving fertilizer, so your fertility should be slightly... Yes, there it goes. See, it's slow, but it is ticking up. Well, that was a free and easy fix. And if nothing else, that lets this run that little bit more often, which helps get rid of this excess animal feed from you, I guess, right? Oh, it's still flour it's upset with, not even the animal feed. Yeah, we just make too much bread. It appears we need more people eating. So congratulations, have more people eating. What a weird way to solve a problem, right? Sadly, no gold coming out of it. So I guess the description of yesterday's video is going to be as good as I thought it was, but that's okay. I'm not sure if anyone even reads the descriptions. I still write them every time, but I don't know if anyone ever even reads them. I read descriptions when I watch people's videos, but I might be the only one that does that. Okay, so all this stuff is looking good. The only thing I'd like to see more of would be copper, but that's always going to be a slow thing. Unless I do at some point just say forget it and actually do put in another blast furnace, which I definitely don't want to do, but I do like seeing this. This makes me very, very happy. There's no slag, there's less exhaust, and it didn't charge me any ore. So anytime this runs is a good time. Is that enough parts to run another research? I don't know. And if it is, what would we want next? Better conveyor belts? I mean, it seems convenient, but I'm not sure I've ever had... I actually should check. Do I have any conveyor belts where that would actually even help? Definitely not here. This is incredibly slow. You are stopped. Oh, I should not have done everything one on you. Right. Because you wanted only construction parts. Whoopsies. Well, we can fix that. That's right, I completely forgot this was a dedicated one because I actually put output for it. Whoopsies. So I guess we will have to say, please remove the offending units. Somebody could come and get those, please. I know you can get here. There you go. Thank you so much. Okay, those are okay. Because that's what belongs here, so those are fine. Okay, you're back up and running again. Okay, good. And you are preferring concrete over bricks, which is completely fine. And there are no more other... Right, it's just the two. Okay. Yeah, you are completely full, so that's fine. The iron is looking quite good. I'm just at this point kind of buzzing around to see if there's any conveyors where I need a higher output. I mean, this looks very busy briefly, but it doesn't last long. And because this takes so long to run, it's never in any danger of halting waiting for outputs, so I definitely don't need any there. Yeah, none of those are even plumbed in, so they're all fine. Yeah, I don't think I need higher output belts. You are waiting... Yeah, I don't think this is the problem. I think this is just a throughput issue in terms of the machine, not in terms of the conveyor belt. So the conveyor belt there isn't going to help. Yeah, I really don't see anywhere where I need that. Yeah, I really don't think I need that. Okay, so we'll not bother with that yet, and there's nothing past it anyway. Larger vehicles, would I want those? Production requires glass. Right, glass is going to be a thing. How does one make glass? Yeah, I know that's stuff that uses it. Okay, a glass maker, which is something we can get. We have salt, or at least we have the research for salt. Oh no, sorry, we don't have, we could get, right. glass maker. Oh, it's going to be more slag. Yuck. Oh, that would be a good reason to use up some of this, well, broken glass if we ever got any. Otherwise it's just sand and limestone for the most part, and then salt. Salt, which is going to want, well, just seawater really. In the meantime, can we just buy glass directly, just so we can have some vehicles? Because it would be nice to have... Oh, cannot go under lines, so ew. That might be a yucky thing. But can we get glass off of anybody? Not off of you. Okay, you have glass. Okay, so we do at least have that option. But I think I might want to just work towards making my own. Unless I absolutely require it to get started, I would rather just do it myself, you know? See, unless we want better cargo. So we could just store more. You know what? Maybe this is actually going to be first. Your generators. Oh, there's so many things I want here. Okay, let's grab the cargo depot first. Yeah, we have everything for it. And then we're going to later be getting into salt. Which would be these evap ponds and a seawater pump and all that. Okay, so I could make brine or salt. Neat, okay. We've seen brine a couple times, but I haven't seen anything that actually wants it yet. But that'll be an interesting thing. Oh, I do not have enough yellow lab equipment. Fair enough, because I think I have them, yeah, fairly low priority. They do get done, it's just, it's very slow, so they have to wait for everything else to finish first. I wonder, should I make a dedicated secondary copper just for the scrap? Let this one just keep running the normal process, and have a dedicated one, because I do kind of want to. I am getting kind of upset with this. Because if I make a second one just using up the scrap, I could shut trucks off of here again. Because I don't really like trucks having to drive in this mess. It's already bad enough they have to come to these storages. Having to try and tuck into here is horrible. So how short can I make this? Because I wouldn't need anything for slag. Because if it runs just scrap, right? So all I would really need would be literally one. You know what? I'm going to do it. Okay, so I need a blast furnace. I can just copy it. In fact, I can probably put it over here. In fact, I could go for the high score. Oh, look at this idea. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This tucks in right here. And then the only thing it would need would be coal to be trucked in. Oh, I am liking what I'm thinking about here. Oh, that would be excellent. Then all we would need something for the off-gassing. And a simple smokestack right beside it would do that just fine. That's easy, that part is peanuts. Yeah, you can accept everything as long as you're off, that's fine. So all we need now is the molten channels into casters. I think it'll be easier if I just come and grab a copper caster here and copy it. I'll put these out a bit so I have room for ramps. Nope, not there. There, please. Right, and then we can put a ramp across that. There we go. And just like that, we're going to have copper. Do I then put in a little coal storage here? I certainly could. I kind of want to. Then I won't need trucks coming into this building at all once this is all done. If I could then tuck this right up here. Oh, did I leave enough room? I think there's just enough room for that pipe. Let's check though real quick before I commit to doing this. Is there just enough? Oh, there is just enough room for that. Beautiful. You then will never need trucks at all. Oh, that's going to be glorious. Just like that, copper will start being just that little bit better. I should tell you to make sure you always have at least a little bit at all times. You are now officially up, and you should be able to run as soon as we get the next batch of scrap, which means copper scrap should not ever be done by trucks, ever again. I'm basically just waiting for this to run once so I can make sure it's working, but I don't see why that shouldn't be. That all looks like it should be correct. And did I remember to shut off? No, I did not. Shut that off. And that means that once again, trucks do not need to be coming in because our coal and copper ore are trucked into there. Good. Here we are. Obviously some of that's going to be iron, but that's fine. First bit of copper should flip in here, immediately come out to here. And just like that, extra copper. Not enough, but I guess I probably really only need one caster. This is never, at least not likely to ever be going fast enough to matter, I would assume anyway. But I suppose theoretically at some point more stuff could be added and eventually maybe this plant runs enough that we produce enough copper scrap for that to be relevant. At this point, probably not. Do I bother outputting these to a storage? Wouldn't hurt. It's also not really going to do much, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. Okay, let's just do that then. We'll just put that, I don't know, down here, I guess. Sure, why not? You are properly formed copper. You are solid, which is to say flat conveyor. Oh, hang on a second. Impure. Did I miss a step? Hang on, why are we talking about impure? Oh, right, because it has to go through the electrolysis machine. Right. So actually, this is not for copper, this is going to be for impure copper. It is still a flat conveyor, though, so that part's fine. I noticed the colors were slightly off, but I'm actually impressed I noticed that, because I don't have the vision normally for that. But this time, I somehow managed to notice. And because there is so little output, I think I don't need to bother putting a balancer on. I can't imagine that being relevant. There's so little output, at least for now. Again, later, if this ramps right up, that can always be improved anyway, so. But you definitely have to allow trucks out, because you're going to have to truck that copper over, because I'm definitely not thinking I need another electrolysis machine for this. I am more than happy just to let this gather and then truck that over. How busy is the electrolysis machine, though? Do I even remotely need a second one? Well, I mean, it is pretty busy, and it does have a backlog. And if I do put another one in, do I put it in over there, or do I put it in over here? I just can't see there ever being enough here to make it worthwhile, but this one is clearly struggling to keep up with this. Well, that's sour water. Where do I have clean water nearby? Do I have clean water nearby? Because that also might make this decision a bit easier. Okay, there's clean water there, but it looks pretty busy. So maybe I am better off just to put it up here. Yeah, because this water line is clearly not terribly busy. Okay. That sorts it. Back up. Copper is going here. Well, just for visual fun, I'll put it on this side. There we go. Okay. Power is looking... That's getting awfully close to what we can manage with just the... Oh, we are actually kicking into the generators once in a while. Wowee. So I think we will finally start seeing this backlog starting to clear a bit. Yes, you're okay. And then when this research is finally done in it, it's very, very slow, of course. I think instead maybe of doing salt, which I want to do next, maybe I will do the next power upgrade. So we can start using this low steam for a bit more power instead, because currently I'm pretty sure we just burn it. Where's our boiler? Or I guess it would be the boiler, it would be the, yeah, the leftover from the turbine. Yeah, and right now we are just burning it, which is just a complete waste, and well, it doesn't look like it gives pollution, but it's just wasted, and that sucks. So, you are completely out of parts. All of you are completely out of parts. Even though I'm showing I have some somewhere. Okay, who is trapping those parts? I clearly remember shutting off... Oh, I guess I need to explicitly empty you, right? Right. Yeah, I got production going again, but you were still locking parts in, and that is completely and utterly unacceptable. Those run a bit. I'd like to see some of this Some of these parts migrate their way up here. That would be very nice. Research is completely halted until they do move. Yeah, you're still aggressively catching up the red and yellow parts, mostly the yellows. Mechanical's fine, but we use them to make these, so it makes sense that these will need to go. Yeah, I think I have to just stop building stuff for a while and let them catch up so they will start working on the research. So my production chain here is a little bit messy because they're too reliant on each other, the research side and the production side. I mean, they should be intertwined, of course, but I think I have them too intertwined. Is there anything I could purchase that would help speed this up? If I'm using you as an example, what are you currently working on? You don't appear to be doing anything. You are waiting on electronics, which in turn is waiting on copper. So it's still a copper problem, even though we have definitely improved. It is still a copper problem. Well, we have caught up, so the second electrolyzer is only going to be an occasional use thing. Okay, that's alright. Do I just buy a bunch of copper? I mean, I could. Basically, white parts is really just iron when it comes down to it, right? Like, let's verify that before I spend copper and try and get copper. Yeah, it's basically just iron. Iron I don't mind flowing through. So yes, I will basically effectively trade in iron for copper. That's what that effectively that becomes. Okay. That should help speed things along a bit. Oh, there you go. You are, in fact, getting me some juicy electronics. Very good. So electronics turns into these. And that's what we're waiting on. I am starting to wonder if I should, instead of having all of these basically doing everything and trucking everything, if I should just start rebuilding that whole section and have one dedicated machine per output. Like kind of like what I have here, where I have one dedicated to white parts and then build and then have a second one whose only purpose in life is the yellow parts, which in turn means I would need one whose only purpose in life is the electronics, that sort of thing. I do wonder if that would be worthwhile. Probably. Alright, how many actual products are we making out of here right now? So we have mechanical parts, 2 lab equipments, 1 vehicle parts, I'll call it 1 construction to 3 construction. Electronics, I haven't said yet, so that's 8. Mechanical part. Okay, so there's 8 things right now, and I really only have 7 assemblers. Well, that's fair. But maybe that is what I should start doing. Find some area, kind of out in the middle of nowhere somewhere, where I have room to just basically... And in fact, it even could just be these, at least initially, because I can just truck everything. If I set them up nicely where I can be chaining the outputs, like the white one could go into the yellow one, and then the yellow ones can go into the red ones, it would be better. But at least initially, if I can just get them all going, it might make the truck's job easier. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe put an area, maybe back here or something, or... I guess the where doesn't matter so much. But maybe I just make a line of assemblers straight into outputs with some room for balancers to split them. So I could be saying, you know, of the whites that come out, half go into storage, the other half go straight to the yellow assembler, and then same with the yellow into the red. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely not doing that today because we are already running low on time, but I'm gonna leave myself a note. I think that's what I want to do for tomorrow. So I am going to call things there for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It really does help. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.